Top of the morning. As you can see from my naked head, we are day 2 without a headlamp because I, like a fool, left mine over there in the dark park behind you about 3 days ago. Grr, and it is gone. Nonetheless, today, let's talk about shoes. And importantly, when is it time to get new shoes? How often do you buy new shoes? Now, you can go get a bunch of different opinions on the internet about this. A lot of them will center around mileage. Some of them will talk about traction or the rubber on the bottom and everything, the condition of the shoe, what you're putting it through. I'm just a little old layman. I do things by feel, probably wrongly. And for years, I've tried to keep track of the mileage on each of my shoes. Strava lets you do this pretty easily. However, I use multiple shoes, usually 2, at least 2, often 3 at a time. And then add some trail shoes in there. And you potentially have 4 shoes to swap between. And I don't like editing my Strava activities. So I end up just not keeping track of it a lot of times. Now that may change with the advent of this channel because I have been editing my Strava activities after they post, linking these videos, and then I've been remembering to mark the shoes. So whatever, we'll see. Check back in 6 months, right? The important question is, how do you know when to buy new ones? Check it out, my first category of shoe buyers, potential shoe buyers, you got it easy. For those of you that have some discretionary income, some extra money, some funds in the bank, some cheddar that's burning a hole in your pocket, go buy some shoes right now. Just hop down to the link in the description below. You got a bunch of gear. In fact, you can buy a bunch of stuff off of that link. I got a bunch of stuff I recommend for running gear, including shoes. Because if you got money and you're watching this, or you're looking at other shoe videos, you're A, in a pair that you're not totally satisfied with, or B, in a pair that's not totally comfortable anymore because it's just time to buy a new pair. Okay, so what about the rest of us rice and beaners? You ramen noodlers, when do we have to buy new shoes? Well, I'll give you the scientific-ish answer, and then I'll give you my answer. And it's just not simple. First of all, hundreds of miles should go on these shoes. Now, how many hundred? Well, you're gonna get some different opinions out there. I'll give you mine. Thank you for asking. At least 300. You know, probably closer to 500. Sometimes more than that. Can you stretch it? Sure. In this, we have Newtonian mechanics to thank, because if you are simply heavier than other people, you are going to wear shoes out faster than other people. Not all miles are created equally. Not all bodies, not all shoes, they're a factor too. Not all strides, not all runs. Here's another thing to consider. I got a buddy, I'm pretty sure he's been in the same pair of running shoes for a year now. That works for him. He's not putting in a gazillion miles. If you're out here trying to get real serious, trying to run a lot, trying to put those miles in, get that work done, get the job done, you're gonna need to replace your shoes more often than that. Need to ask Bo about his routine. Pretty sure he's more often than a year, but not by a ton, and he's running a good bit. Aaron, comment below. How often are you buying Bo new shoes? Thanks for the info. Thanks for the sub. Hashtag grateful. Ooh, we're gonna try some left-handed recording now. Haven't done this yet. See if it's as steady, as rock solid as right hand. Now, what about me? How often do I change mine? Well, you know, a couple things here. Trail versus road. Trail shoes, I've talked about my Hoka, what are they, Speedgoat 4s that I still have. I have put many, many 100 miles on those. I've run the Barkley Fall Classic at least twice, I think all 3 of them in those shoes. I've done a 100-miler in those shoes. I've done every ultra trail race in the last, I think, like 4 years in those shoes. So, are they needing to be replaced? Yeah, that's on the agenda, like, now. But they've really held up well because you're not going to wear out a trail shoe as fast just because of the terrain. Just think of rubber on cement and concrete and pavement and everything. Wears it out quicker. But I know you're here for the marathon stuff. So you're probably on roads like I am today. And yeah, I will roughly keep track, like I mentioned earlier, of how many miles I think are on it. But at the end of the day, I do it by feel. And I'll give you 2 things. 1, I've had, let's see, 1, 2, probably 3 shoes I can think of over the last 5 or 6 years that I just really didn't care for them. After I got them broke in, actually I just thought of a 4th one. They were fine. That 4th one I just retired this year actually. And I ran the 100K in Maryville in it, sub 12 hours. So, I mean, it performed fine, but I didn't love it. Heavier than I wanted it to be, not as comfortable as I wanted it to be. It was just kind of swinging and missing. Very average shoe. But I've had 4 of those, at least I can think of, where I've tried a new brand or I've tried a new shoe and it just hadn't worked out. Well, when that happens, I can't just toss them. I mean, come on. You're still spending at least 100, usually closer to 140 on these shoes if you're buying the right shoes. I'm not just gonna toss it and buy another one. Can't afford to do that. I mean, I guess I could feed 3 of my kids instead of all 4 of them for a little bit. I don't know. Angela, would you be cool with that? Comment below. So if that's out of the options, then I run with them for as long as I can put up with them. I'll keep track of the traction, the tread on the bottom, keep track of the mileage. When I'm just really sick of running in a pair, I will turn it into my walking shoes and I'll get another one to replace it in the rotation. Now the other tried and true for my good shoes, like what I'm wearing today, I got my Mach 5s. If I showed you these, I have. These guys I've had for a long time now. Sadly, they're about to go onto the shelf because the tread on these is completely gone. It's probably been gone for a little while. Probably should have been responsible and hung these up earlier. I just love them though. And I don't like spending 100, 200 bucks on shoes all the time. By the way, Hoka, Saucony, Mizuno, Nike, Adidas, you guys's, Topos. I'm down to try some new shoes. If you want to send them to your brother, bring it on, that'd be great. I've got almost 30 subscribers now. Morning. I mean, it should be a thing that you should be doing for your boy Eamon. So maybe that'll happen one of these days. But in the time being, check that tread. When it's gone, you've waited too long. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me for this journey to the sub 3-hour marathon. September 1st is race day. Today is July 13th, 2024. Also, if you want to check out what I did yesterday, it was all about running slow to go fast. Had to slow it down. That's kind of what I've been doing today. Keeping that slow, easy pace. Yesterday was a long run. Been doing those too fast. Check it out here. You guys are awesome. Talk to you tomorrow.